Oh, wait. Am I back? Am I back? Can I get confirmation that I'm back? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Napalm, you still there? Can I get a response? Oh boy. Oh, okay, good. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? The question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Don't, he caught me. So, let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? It was Russell Berry. For him? Are you saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean the victim himself, placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what was the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box under the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. But that is when the magic happens. At that very instant of the bus hit the victim, you wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, that just isn't true. It can't be. Oh, but it is, Francisca. It's a Phoenix Wright game. The circus isn't over yet. What? Okay, so it attached. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak was already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, He had no idea Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because he was in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. He just kept pulling the bust up. And that's how he saw him float upwards. Okay, so I'm going to revise what I said earlier. I think Acro was trying to kill Regina because he blamed Regina for what happened to his brother Bat. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has to come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. And I whip away all your evidence. Now you have nothing. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Hey, Dory. I had a slight snag. And we're currently on a, this is a 26-second delay. Which is fine. But, we died for a second. But we're back now. We're back. Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay, then. Use that and get us out of this jam. That's enough talk amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to your court that backs this claim. Okay, the silk hat. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. No, it wasn't your Wi-Fi, Dory. It was my OBS crashing for a second. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember when Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's. Oh, well, I'm glad you get to go home soon. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said he saw the witness's white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown testimony didn't match. The clown said there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the incident when the cloak was snagged onto the bust. It was snagged from the front, so he wouldn't have seen the white roses. You get it yet? If the cloak was snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would have ended up on the back of the bust. Ha! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. I appreciate that, Dory. That means a lot to me. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Carver will finally throw in the towel.
Oh, she's not. Of course she's not. This is a Phoenix Wright game. Why would she make it easy?
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. The witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation towards the circus is well aware of this. Thus, this is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. That's because he wasn't intending to try and kill the ringmaster. He was trying to kill Regina. Your Honor, I'd like to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do? There's no doubt that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive. That's why, okay. So I'm starting to piece it together. That's why the pepper was inside the box. He was hoping that she would inhale some of it and then sneeze, signaling him to drop the bust on her. Because I think the scarf that Regina gave to Bat actually caused Leo to try and kill Bat. And that's why Acro blames Regina for what happened to Bat. It seems that the case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I feel there's a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Yep, now we're finishing this right now. Save your progress? Absolutely. And we'll back up there. December 30th, 2:17 p.m. District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it, Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did? Psst, psst. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to the trouble to bring you some evidence?
Huh? Detective Gumshoe?
Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? Oh, okay. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your food, Napalm. We got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Oh ho ho, well, if you insist.
How about the evidence you mentioned? What is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yup, I've included the forensics result. Take a look at it later.
Will Miss Von Carver be mad that you're doing this?
Fuck her! That's why this is all secret. Look, details on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that happened in court up till now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know, Miss Carg didn't seem to control things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What do you mean by the very end part?
I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing.
Ah, don't scare me like that.
Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? From me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of terry. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. Entire dairy's worth of milk. For me? December 30th, 2:27 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Yeah, Max, maybe you should be nicer to the people you work with. Jesus, my dude. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Go.
About the ringmaster, okay. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. That's actually an incredible accomplishment. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's a question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? He wasn't trying to kill the ringmaster. He was trying to kill Regina. No need to question him now. There's no need to cross-examine the witness. What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of the testimony when I already know the answer. Mr. Wright, I'd like you to answer a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I'd just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro... Oh... Yeah. Say, I can't provide one.
Nick?
Yeah. I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so fool-heartedly foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was the real killer. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in this court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yep, he was trying to kill Regina. Regina Berry? This younger girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Yep, here it comes. You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Oh! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself! Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Yeah, the note. He wrote the note, placed it in Regina's pocket. The note was actually meant for her. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. Yep, you got it, Dory. So, you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but that's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The purpose this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. This isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up... Yeah, she's sweating. We're doing pretty good. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And then he let the bus fly.
Hey, Nick? Isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience?
She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here.
I hope Regina can handle it.
Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fools! You're so foolish! You've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool! Well, very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if that note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that the note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to, the incident 6 months ago? I know all about it. Yeah, she'll be fine. Yeah, Napalm's right. Regina will be fine. Now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure that this relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has started in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in this note? I'd certainly like to know what it is. I can't. The judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Present this small seasoning bottle. Okay, I do not know how this lines up, but okay. Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What does this mean? Recall the victim that was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, this is the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways! If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Okay, present Bat's profile. Who is this? This is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead? Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Ding. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position has ever tried to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So what happened to Acro's brother? He is not the victim of an attempted murder. He is the victim of an accident. I see.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
It was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She might not have incited the lion to attack another human, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Okay, present the scarf. Yeah, the whole case is turnabout whoops-a-daisy. Yep, Bat's scar stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. Yeah, there was pepper on it. That's why Leo was smiling when he bit into Bat like that. He wasn't smiling, he was sneezing. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina gave it to him. Regina? There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you get a chuckle for that one, Napalm. There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. 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 Oh, God, get on with it! Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright? You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like it was smiling. Lion smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Ooh. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Regina tried to play a prank on Bat and it ended up with a horrible accident. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object. For objection's sake. Yeah, I would too. That's fucking insane. Mr. Phoenix, right? This theory, you believe it? You really intend to say this is how... Oh, this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to the accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. Okay, sorry, I just had to read the guide for a second. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that's what I said was true?
Acro!
You can't mean... Witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim, Mr. Wright? Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion... I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon, the bust, that the defense claimed was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it were to be covered with the victim's blood, there was an that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust.
Nick, you gotta do something!
This is the last step. Let's see. Hold it. It's my... See how things work out first. Okay. Might be a worthwhile to search at, but...
Why are you going to search his room?
Looks like you finally figured things out. Do you know the true meaning of Von Card of total justice? Okay, that one I don't get. I don't get, Napalm. I guess. I figured with you that at least I should expect you'd leave no stone left unturned. Ivan Kama never leaves anything to chance. You've been leaving a lot of shit to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe, who executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecution's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. Looks like you lacked the final nail to put into my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh.
Do something, Lick! Don't let this game slip away! The bust, where is it now?
Where's the bust right now?
You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is, I'm sure you do!
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems that this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-argument looks to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Ugh! I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness.
Hold it! Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue.
Huh? What? You need to do what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? You really have a case to present? What are you asking?
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Hey, wait, you can't be serious.
Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
Maya, I have no idea where this thing is. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the type... There's no room for a false... The only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust right now? Somewhere. In this courtroom! Oh yeah, it is, Dory. Everything's insane. It's obvious the bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obvious? Where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The prosecutor's bench. It's, what? What did you... Well... Under the prosecutor's bench. No, you don't mean that... Miss Von Karma. Oh! Oh, 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 oh!
Nick, get up, Nick!
Proceed, Your Honor. I will, when Mr. Wright opens his eyes.
Nick, are you okay?
Who is this girl? No time for me to be losing my memory. There's no room for a sink or swim. The only way... Okay. Oh, no, it's not there. Okay. Whoops. Somewhere in this courtroom. Okay. Oh, that was the wrong answer. I chose the wrong one. It was at the witness's stand. The witness's stand. You know what? Actually, that felt good to accuse her. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy. You have plenty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me like it'd be real easy to hide that bust under there. Once again, friendship for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over, which is why you had to hide it. In the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You're fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search at my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took out my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Miss Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now.
I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me made a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of that room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we've finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of Big Berry Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro.
Yeah, call it a draw. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it would be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her. No matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. That she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it. No matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I killed myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I just couldn't. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Yep. The court is adjourned. December 3rd, 4:23 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
It was all a terrible case of accidents. That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max. 1 million of them. Thank you. What's worth the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about Acro.
No, no, no. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever, and you'll never be happy.
Huh?
She's been like this for a while now.
It's all my fault.
Sweetie pie.
That Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina? Aw, thank you, Casual. What do you want to know, Regina? Appreciate it. Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think he is. Okay, hold on. I don't think so. Yeah. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can't I can believe that. Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. That's true. Then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. Present Bat's profile. Okay. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat? That's right, Regina. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know? I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. Might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's a big question. Our ringmaster was a real amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen. Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things, huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusionist. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. Can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max.
Nick!
Seems like everything is going to turn out all right here.
I can't wait to see the best circuit.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that might be the coolest thing ever.
I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Whew. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid, it really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It's just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought it was the only way it could end. Oh, it was Acro. It was Acro all along, especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Oh, what? I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Holy shit. What? There it is. A brand new episode has been added. Holy fuck. What a thing to leave off on. Okay. Well, that's it. Oh, man. All right. Well, thank you to everybody who came in. We're gonna look for someone to raid, and it's probably gonna be Apple. To be honest, looks like she's still playing. She's still on playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. So let's go and say hello to Apple. Boop. Let me make sure she's not just about to end.
Because both the captain and Doctor play it, we're kind of going to play it like alongside each other.
Is that a good idea? It's an open world game. You're going to not be able to play with each other after like an hour because then you're going to be spoiling stuff.
I think.
We're planning on buying just one physical copy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go raid Apple. Okay. All right. As always, thank you to everybody who came in, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care, boneheads.